Good morning. I am about to pump and wanted to show you how I was going to use my regular pump setup with the Pumpables Genie Advance that I'm going to be reviewing. But wanted to get pumping, hadn't had a chance to sterilize their set yet. But I've got my pump parts and I figured why not just film it real quick so you can kind of see what I do when I assemble my pieces and parts and all that good stuff. So I use Medela 8-ounce bottles because I pump quite a bit from each side since I pump for multiples. I use the Medela, I don't know what you call these adapters, I guess. And then I think it's Moms makes these. Let me see, there's a little, nope, no, it says Pumpable. I order these from Amazon, the little duck bills that have the extra little piece to pull. So I put that on, then I screw onto my bottle setup. And then I use the trusty Lactec flanges. So this is a 28. I am not a 28. I'm a little bit smaller. I ordered the 24s and they caused some bruising. So I use the 28s and then I use Bojan cushions. So you can see those. These are older than they recommend. They say that these are consumables and need to be replaced every 30 days. I rotate between 3 sets, but these are getting a little funky. I don't know if you can see that they start to kind of split at the bottom. So these are probably ready to go. They still work. I'd rather use this than nothing. They're about $25. You can get them directly from the Bojan website or you can get them on Amazon. So again, I'm going to link my storefront that has a bunch of these things, just makes it easy to find them. So the trick, I actually do the fridge hack. So after I'm done pumping, I put all of this in my handy Tupperware container and I throw this in the fridge until my next pump session. But a little note for the Lactec flanges, these will get kind of oily from your milk. So you have to pop them out, wipe them off and put them back in. I've had many times where I'm pumping, my bottles get really full and the whole thing drops off. So just a little note there. So I squish it in all the way and then I plop in my Bojan cushion and then I do the exact same thing on the other side. And so very well organized. This is my little basket of stuff. This is from the amazing Be My Best Friend on Instagram. It's her boob bag. So I keep, I usually have my pump in here and my La Vie massagers, but I had just pumped earlier this morning, just threw everything in here. I keep a burp cloth. This is from the NICU. And I keep that in here because there's always spills and things like that. This is my baby Buddha pump. It is hacked just a little bit. I have the clip, cell phone clip hooked on there. It's just a sticky piece that slides on and then you can actually take the hook off. It does have a lanyard hook, but I prefer to use the clip and I usually clip it right here to my shirt, can move around, things like that. The other things in here, so this is the baby Buddha tubing. As I mentioned, I think in my video yesterday, the Pumpables has two hooks that go in, and I'll show you that. But this tubing for the baby Buddha, it only has one outlet for your tubing. So they use a splitter so you can pump both sides. And then in order to hack it to work with the Medela adapter, you have to get backflow protectors. These are super simple on Amazon as well. I believe they're in my store. And you just hook those in and then you're all set up to go and pump with the baby Buddha. So I would get both of those set up, plug myself in and go for it. I'm just going to go ahead and keep talking about this since I have it out. So I usually pump on, so you see when you hit the start button, it's on level 1. They call it the bacon because of the little waves look like bacon. I don't like this one because it goes pump, 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 pull. And if you're new at pumping or you're really tender, that's terrible. So if you roll, actually if you push the roller ball in, it'll switch you over to express mode. And this is the more traditional pumping, just solid, getting expression. And then if you roll the ball, it takes you up speeds. I usually just stay around 1 and 2. I don't go much higher. I tend to pump longer at a lower level than kind of ripping my nipples off because that doesn't sound fun. The great thing about this is it's a 30-minute timer. It cuts off at 30 minutes. So you can kind of mindlessly pump. I do go usually that whole 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll just do 25. But this has been awesome. It's been a really good pump. It's small. It sits in the palm of my hand. Super easy to throw in a bag and do it on the run. I have legendary milk cups as well. I have those upstairs. I didn't bring those down. I'm about to pump while I'm working, so it doesn't really matter because my camera doesn't show me from the neck down. So just wanted to kind of talk about what my normal pumping is like. What else? This has a normal charger, the lightning charger, and I usually just charge it every time in between my pump sessions. I do 5 pump sessions a day. I leave it charged in, plugged in. I don't know if that's recommended or not, but I would hate to be having a dead pump. So actually the last 2 pumps of the day, I don't charge in between. So it lasts, I think 3 hours might be its range, but that's the baby Buddha pump. What else is in here? So I mentioned my La Vie massagers. I have 2 of these. They come in a 2-pack. They are a little bit pricey. I think these were $70, but probably one of the best things I've purchased. So they have 3 settings on them. There is, you can't quite see them, there's little lines under the knob, 1 line, no lines, and 2 lines. These are both vibrating. So if I turn them on, you can kind of tell that they're vibrating, and they also heat up. So I tuck them in my bra while I'm pumping. And not only does it help with clogs, it's also really great to help kind of make your nipples not realize you're pumping. It's kind of a weird like nerve confusion maybe, because I can tell when these are on, I don't feel my pump as much, and then when I take them off, you can feel the pulling a little bit more. So I would highly recommend these for anybody that's pumping at all. Super worth it, especially for me. I'm pumping only, and so I've just found these to be really, really helpful. I have a second set that another triplet mom friend gave to me, and I just passed those on to another new mom. So it's really fun to be able to share these really cool tools as soon as I'm done my pumping journey, passing them on too. So well worth the investment. The other things in my little fancy bag, kind of gross, these aren't clean. These are called lily pads, and these are my obsession. I sent these to a friend. Anytime I have a new mom and I'm making a basket, I send these. So I don't know if everybody knows about them, but they're basically silicone breast pads. And what they do is they put a little bit of pressure on your nipple so that you don't leak as much. I love these because they're reusable. You're not using a ton of pads. They don't get gross. When you take them off, you just need to rinse them off like any other kind of silicone product. And they really just protect your nipples. So I am almost 7 months into this, and I still use these from time to time. I'm not leaking anymore, but there are times where I get out of the shower and I'm not ready to pump, and I am leaking a little bit. I pop these on, and it's amazing. They also cover up your nipples if you're wearing just a regular nursing bra and they're not, it's like a thin bra, not covering the headlights very well. These are great for that too. So I would recommend these to anybody and everyone. I love them. I think they're like $20. Again, got them on Amazon. I think the first time I got them from Target. There's sets, like you can get a set that has a carrying case with it and some cleaning spray, all that kind of stuff. I just wash them with my breast pumps. I do not put these in the dishwasher, but I put everything else in the dishwasher. And then the last thing I have in here is my pump bra. This is a really cool, it's from Bravado. It's basically turns any nursing bra into a pumping bra. So that way I don't have to think about what bra I'm throwing on. I mean, I wear nursing bras all the time anyway, but this is really cool because you just hook it on to the top of your nursing bra, hook it around your back, obviously without a shirt on. I usually just pull my shirt up, plop this on, and it's awesome. This is a medium/large. I did get a large, extra large. I'm about a 36 triple D right now, but this seems to work the best holding my flanges on. Since this setup is really heavy, I need that extra support, just kind of getting the cups to hold in and hold on tight. So the other random things that I have in here, I have random 2 pieces of tubing. I'm not sure why I have those in here, but I do. I have a nail file because my breast pump stuff comes with me wherever I am, and you never know when you need a nail file. And then I have these that came with a random bra. I don't even remember which one it was, but they're little hooks that help hold your nursing bra pieces on. I don't know. It's like an extender for this piece, like if you need the extra support. I don't know. I have them in here just because I haven't taken them out. So that's kind of what I keep in my little bag. Like I said, I usually keep my pump and my massagers in this bag because why not? Everybody needs a boob bag. But I also am going to be pumping here in a few minutes and wanted to just show what the pumpable pump looks like. I charged it last night. I have it hooked up, unplugging it, and I'm going to use this with my regular setup today. I'm going to pull out the tubing that comes with it, just see if it works with mine, because I do need 2 tubes versus the one that I have with the splitter. So I'm not quite sure if the splitter would work. Actually, it probably would. Let me see what the ends look like. That's the difference. Okay, so the end of the tubing for the baby Buddha looks like this. It's a little smaller. Sorry, you can see it there. But the end of the tubing for the pumpables looks like this. So they're, I can't quite tell. They're 2 different sizes. I'm trying to make it so you can see it. I'll put it in front of the TV. Yeah, so they're 2 different sizes. So I don't think that the baby Buddha is going to go into the hole. Nope. Yeah, so they're different. So what I can do, I could pop this white part off and possibly put the end from the pumpables tubing on. Or, okay, let's see how, it's not on there very tight. So I'm going to see if I can switch them. That's got some milk on it. That's fun. This is real life. Yeah, so I can switch the tube, put the pumpables tubing into my baby Buddha tubing, so that makes it a whole lot easier. So I'll still be able to just do my normal setup. But let's see. It's not. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit. I think I put it on backwards. Okay, so the tube doesn't seem to be fitting into the pump very well. I don't quite understand. Oh, no. I'm going to have to play around with this because it kind of comes out. I'm going to read the instructions, make sure I'm doing it right. But I'd really love to be able to use my setup the way it is. So I'll double check on that and see if there's something that I did. No, it just isn't very tight. Yeah, so maybe once I start it up, it'll stay in a little bit better. I might send them a message that I understand, make sure I'm doing things correctly, but basically I put the tube in and it just doesn't fit closely. So I'm turning it on, see the different settings. You can increase everything. So it's pretty cool. So that's the regular. I think the other is the let-down mode. You can go up and down and cycle through. But it does give you the time too, so it shows you how long you've been pumping there, and the battery up there. So I'm gonna play around with this a little bit, get pumping, but wanted to make sure I share just a little bit around kind of my setup and how things are gonna work out. So hopefully I can get this done, but honesty is important to me, so I want to make sure if this works for me, I share it. But if it doesn't work for me, I want to let you know too. Because I really appreciate that Pumpable shared this with me, so I do want to make sure I give a review and talk about it. I'll also try their shields and their bottles just to see how it works for me, and I'll give it a couple tries just so that I, get a good experience there. But my first impression is I'm a little bit unsure about why the connectors don't connect very well. Maybe once the vacuum starts, that'll be a little bit better. So going to go off and pump. I will share a little bit more either later today or tomorrow. Thanks.